How many of you here have never heard about the story of the three wise monkeys? Right? The one who taught you to speak no evil, see no evil, and to hear no evil. I'm sure all of you have, right? And have you ever heard about the three unfortunate cousins? The one which cannot speak, the one that cannot see, and the one that cannot hear. If I have to ask you, if you were to be one of these three unfortunate monkeys, which one will you choose not to be? I'm sure most of you will choose not to be blind, right? Blindness is one of the most unfortunate handicap which someone can have experienced, right? But unfortunately, in this world, there are over 300 million blind people, according to WHO. In India itself, there were 100 million. And in Malaysia, we have over 10,000 registered with Malaysian Association of Blind. And there are many more who are not registered. Right? And of course, we have modern technology these days that we are coming out day after day. But what is it for the blind? Right? Imagine your handphone. Once upon a time, not too long ago, we have handphones which are as big as a school bag. But now these days, you can see them as small, as it's light. You can actually wear on the wrist. Right? But what is for the blind? This is what they're using. Right? For the blind, able to use a phone, they must actually have something they can touch and feel. Right? So this is your old faithful. Not that they're in love with the old phone, but this is what they have. Right? Of course, there are some companies who actually did some dedicated phone for them. You know, some come out with they spend millions of dollars, come out with a phone which have braille keypad, and some even come out with a thermal phone where the screen can actually raise up for the blind to feel. But of course, like many other inventions which are sophisticated and complicated, they will likely to stay on the drawing boards and in the R&D lab. It never goes to them. It could be too expensive or too complicated for them to use. What we have come up with is a very simple concept for the blind. The blind now can actually use any smartphone, right, where they can just download the apps and they were able to use it. Okay, the question is that, how would the blind know where to touch? Where are the buttons? Right? As you know, the blind, they actually are expert in the braille. The braille is actually the 6th button. Right? Instead of having them to use the ordinary, the QT type of keyboard, where are about 26 characters, for them to choose is quite complicated. Right? But so we enable them to use the braille, where only 6 buttons, where they can choose from 6 buttons to construct any ABC, any alphabet they want. Right? So, okay, the question that we should ask, how would they know where to touch? The simple solution, just a film. Right? This film will have the buttons, whether it could be a punch hole or an emboss. When we stick this onto the phone, which have this will be the dialing pad, right? So what we need is to stick it onto the screen. For them, they will know where to touch. This is to show how the thing works. This is the apps we have done. So the blind, actually, they can construct any ABC. They will H, right. E, L, L. Okay. So they can actually construct anything, right? So they will just send it to their friends. So meaningly, they can able to use this phone to communicate through SMS with ease and with speed, right? So they just send it. Right? Right, that's basically how it works. So the 2 simple steps, you just download it, download the apps, and just stick on the sticker. Basically, that's all. All right? Okay. we actually tested the thing with the blind association, and they are quite impressed with the thing. So the next thing what we're going to do is that we're going to have we're going to put in more apps into these features. So any one of you will be developing new apps to put on the phone, right? We can even do sort of like a watchdog thing where we can be on GPS, you know? So, and the first day when you have someone to travel to him, that companion will be able to speak about the environment, where there's a tree trunk, there's a bus stop. The next day, if he goes alone, he play back and be able to know the location. Right? Okay, thank you.